Hello, hi there, I'm Bella, the Secret Psychic, and welcome to my YouTube channel and for your reading for January 2017 for all you Capricorns out there. And firstly, Happy New Year. So, I would say here you started this new year feeling like there's fairness and balance, particularly in those who've had connections where there's been a bit of unfairness. Like, I feel like you're starting this year feeling that you're in a connection that doesn't feel isolated, that feels a lot more balanced, and you feeling much more assured about it. I think there's a few of you that might still wibble a little bit in the first week because we're going through the last of a retrograde, which can make us feel a bit like that in connections where there is a long-termness to it. But overall, the overriding feel I get is that you're feeling balanced, that you're able to speak your truth and that the other person is able to speak the truth to you, that you know their intentions, and it flows back and forth very nicely, particularly again after the 7th of January. I just get here. Gosh, there is so much truth, my guides are saying, that's been spoken, that be careful that you don't speak in a way that might be hurtful, because sometimes we can gain confidence because we're in a very balanced thing and we're finally hearing things we want to know and we want to do, and that includes those of you who are single or just embarking on new connections and you're finding out the flow of things. Like, just be careful that you don't get too confident that you say things that actually could be hurtful unintentionally. So just be mindful about that. But there's some of you has been shown as sort of maybe going a bit over the top, so do know that there's a line with everything is what I want to say. But you do need to be truthful to get your needs met. I think just be tactful about it, I think, is what's been shown. I just get here that for a lot of you there's lots of good news in terms of family growing, so some pregnancy related stuff, but also I get here that there's talk about unions, and there would have been engagements over the Christmas period as well. But for those, even if there wasn't, and again, if those who are single or in very new connections, the strength has been shown from the start. And again, this is where the talking and the truth and you being able to trust that person and the balance feeling really there, giving you that confidence for in January, and you knowing that you're pretty much moving forward in a really healthy, strong way seems to be quite significant. And that any troubles that you may have gone through last year, that you're out of that now, you can kind of breathe. Your strength is not going to be tested, not in January, not at the very least. You can kind of breathe through this. There's a very, I guess, feels quite spiritual. It feels like you've come home. It feels like all of the trust that you put in something is now bearing fruit. So again, in connections or even new connections, you're starting to see how it can bear fruit. I feel for some communication aspects still need to be there, hence probably why this whole truth back and forth seems to be needed, and particularly for those who feel like they need to say a little bit more about that. But I would say that the other person in your connection just needs, like, they can't change completely overnight. You have to still allow them that kind of 10% to kind of progress and process in order to be better at that side of things. But you are a better communicator. What you're very good at is coaching and enabling people to be able to speak that. So use that skill to draw out what you want in a very tactful way instead of a very direct way that may close someone down. Basically, it feels to me that your world is your oyster in January. It feels to me that the flow and the energy of that kind of nice balance, and you're feeling quite enlightened and feeling quite calm and can see the direction where something is going, new or old. It feels like you feel like you're in charge, you feel empowered, you don't feel like things are running through your hands as perhaps you might have felt in December. Just know that you can draw the best out of somebody and continue to be that way. It's not a temporary state to have this kind of balance. It is going to persist and be long term. Just continue to speak your truth in your very tactful way, in your very grounded way, and see how things blossom very nicely. It's a very short and sweet one for Capricorns today, because I just feel here overall you've got this in the bag. You can trust the intent. You're going to have the intent for yourself. In fact, I would probably expect there'll be quite a few Capricorns that will watch this video, because actually there will be that overall contentness and probably only just seeking this out just to make sure that it is that way. And I would say that it is. So I hope that's been helpful for those of you who are meant to see this today. And if you'd like to access any of my services, please look at the links below, or you can visit me at my website at betterthesecretpsychic.com, or join me at my Facebook page, which is Better the Secret Psychic, where I have weekly live streams on all sorts of different things. So have a happy new year, and I hope that it brings everything that I got a feeling will come to you. Take care. Bye bye.